everyone, and welcome to season 2 of the Socialpreneur podcast. This is the first episode. I'm excited to be back. I'm so glad that you all loved season 1. And this season, we have a lot more episodes, some great people, some good tips and everything. So, like I said in the other episodes, if there's anybody or anything that you want to see about social media, PR, anything that has to do with socialpreneurs, which are basically entrepreneurs that use the internet, or anybody that uses websites and things to sell, which I've really kind of expanded on that. A socialpreneur is an entrepreneur that just does many things. So let's hop right into this. And I want to introduce my first guest, or I'll have her introduce herself and tell you all a little bit about her. I've known her for a while. I'm so excited about this. So this is Lisa Hillerich. And Lisa, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your business, and we'll hop right into it.
Sure. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I'm the owner and founder of RoxyNell, and that is her in the back there. She was my grandmother, and we own a denim brand, and we make custom blue jeans, and we have a brick and mortar store in NULU.
Mhm.
And so people come in the store and they can pick out a style of jeans and get measured and pick options for their jeans and pick the denim. And we have a special technology that we use to take their measurements. And they can design their jeans. And we have a very special gentleman from Gambia, Africa. He's a master sewer. His name is Lamine, and we communicate with him and give him all of the information about the jeans and what the customer wants. And he sews the jeans for us. And then we get back with the customer and do a fitting. And then sometimes they fit perfectly, and sometimes they need some alterations, and we work on them until we get them just right. But that's what we do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Roxy now.
So So Lisa has a great jean brand company. So it's based in Louisville, Kentucky, like she said, in NULU. And I actually was just there today, so I saw her earlier. They have custom fitting jeans that are great for, all different types of women. So I know they're very flattering for all body types, which I really love. And you feel so good when you have a nice pair of jeans on and you can style them in any way. Lisa, tell me how you kind of got started and how you had this idea of RoxyNell.
Sure. It's kind of a crazy journey because I have not been formally trained in fashion at all, and I was in tech sales and marketing and management for over 20 years, mostly in the wireless industry. And but I am a short person, and but I love jeans. I'm always in jeans, and I would buy jeans and always had to pay extra money to get them altered. And I was on a girls' trip one year, and one of the things that we did is we went to a place where you tried on jeans, but they offered the service of getting them altered. So it was kind of an custom fit type of thing. And I thought that it was so cool because my jeans fit me perfectly. And it just always stuck in my mind. And I turned 50, and, I was like, I just want to do something different in my life, something creative. And I was like, I just really want to look into this denim thing and see if I can do something, because it's men and women. I mean, when can you go out and try on a pair of jeans and go, oh, they're perfect? I mean, it
Hmm.
just doesn't happen. And my daughter, she's younger. It doesn't matter if you're younger or older or whatever. We all have different bodies, and it's hard to go out and pick out a pair of jeans and they fit perfectly. So I just started researching denim. Um, asked my husband, I was like, can I leave my corporate job and like try to figure out how to do this? And he was a little confused, but he trusted me. And so we started making jeans back in 2016. My daughter helped me. She liked fashion a lot and has a good fashion sense. And we've designed three core designs,
Hmm.
kind of a standard skinny or straight jean, and then we have a women's trouser that is more of a flare, and then we have a design that is more of a classic Wrangler Levi, and we do also make jeans for men too because they struggle with fit for jeans too. So that's how it started. We did trunk shows and one-on-one consultations and did fairly well for a couple of years and decided to open a store in 2019.
Hmm.
And then April of 2019. And so we've been plugging along ever since.
And I love the fact that, so I've been to Lisa's store because it's right down the street from me. But I love the fact that there is a boutique store presence, but also that you've kind of started to develop this e-commerce where you just don't have to be in the boutique to get these jeans. You can be anywhere in the world and get custom jeans made. I know that you have something that's coming up that you haven't 100% launched yet, but do you want to tell us a little bit about that, about the technology that you've kind of come up with? Give us a little
Sure,
preview.
sure. Well, we knew that we wanted to do this, and this was the brainchild of my daughter. She We were going to start it in the store, and she was like, wouldn't it be great if people could just look at the denim and kind of walk up to the counter with an iPad and just pick all the different options and design your own jeans? And she was like, it would be like a genius bar. And she was like, Jeanius, genius bar. And I was like, that's genius.
Yes, and
And
I love
so
it.
I thought it was so clever. And so we had planned on doing something like that and maybe going to bigger department stores or, bigger boutiques and doing something like that. But when COVID hit, we were like, we need to do something online because, we don't have the foot traffic. And so we said, we need to take the brick and mortar experience and take that online. And we thought that Genius Bar was the way that we could do that, that we could take photos of all the different options that we have and try to take people through the experience of picking their denim, picking the options, um, and building their jeans online. But we were like, how are we going to get people to measure themselves? I mean, people are not, even if they were to measure themselves, they're probably not going to do it right. It's
Hmm.
hard enough to do it when you know how to do it. And so I had been trying out some technology for a couple of years, and um, it's 3D technology, and we've invested in it. And basically, what you do is you go to the website and you can download an app to your phone, and you can either be with someone or you can actually do this yourself. But you take two photos, and from the front and from the side, and this technology will get all of the measurements that we need to build your jeans. And
And
actually,
that's
we get
genius.
genius, yay!
Yes.
We get more measurements through the technology than we did by measuring manually. So we've been testing it out, and it has worked really well. And we're building the e-commerce site, and we haven't launched it yet because we're really wanting to try to make sure that we build and replicate that experience that we had in the store
Hmm.
and be able to take customers through that process and really understand and feel confident in what they're doing, and that um, they're ordering something that they feel like they're going to get a great product, and that it's a new way to buy something.
Right.
But it's the way fashion is going. Um, a lot of people have had bad experiences buying online, and getting a good fit. And so this is kind of a leading edge technology that is coming in, and they say that by 2025, 30% of purchases in the apparel industry will be through technology like this, and will be custom clothing. So we feel like we're kind of on the leading edge with this.
Because,
So
and I was getting ready, that kind of leads in. I was getting ready to ask you, where do you think jeans or fashion and technology in that way were trending? And obviously, they're trending towards what you are doing and having things that actually fit you, and not necessarily one size fits all, but something that actually fits your specific body type, and things can be made for all body types. And I know that me being, I wouldn't say I was tall, but you say you had issues with your jeans being too long. Sometimes I've had issues with my jeans being too short.
mhm.
So this is a way that you can get the perfect length that you want. If you want longer jeans, then you can just make sure that they are that way. Um, how do you see shopping in the future? What do you see? Do you see boutiques investing in this technology? How do you see shopping going in the future?
It's it's going to be many ways,
Mhm.
and from what I'm hearing, I've been on quite a few webinars and read quite a bit, because obviously we do have a store, but we are investing in the e-commerce, and I think it's going to be all of it. I think that people are still going to want to be out and about,
Mhm.
and active, and feeling fabrics, and touching and trying things on. I think that that will still be there.
Mhm.
I do think that malls are going to have a tough time, with the
I
big
agree.
crowds and that sort of thing, but I think the malls are doing some things to add some entertainment
Mhm.
value to it, which I think is a smart way to go. But I do think that um, stores like ours, being in kind of a cool area where there's a lot of restaurants and bars and stores where a couple or family can go to and say, hey, let's go to NULU for the day, and they can
Right.
spend a day spending time together. So I think that will still be here, but I think online is here to stay.
Mhm.
um, Whether it's too cold outside, it's a rainy day. People like to compare, where you can put things in in a like box, or your heart box, and compare things. And there's just so much that the internet
Mhm.
allows you to do that you can't do in the store. So um, I think that all of it. I think the Zers and millennials are just going to shop online because they're just growing up with it.
Mhm.
And but I think that the one thing that online, the problem that needs to be solved is the fit problem, for the consumer, because you order things that don't fit, and then you have to return it. And for retailers, it's been a terrible, terrible problem, because then they get all these returns.
Right.
And that's been so. I think this modeling, this measuring, um, it's also helping in a way for the larger retailers that do mass produce. If they are able to offer this scanning, for people, then it helps the consumer understand what size they're more closely. So sometimes you wear a 4, sometimes you wear a 6, or if you're in between a 12 or a 14,
Right.
you can get scanned, and your measurements might be more towards a 14 in that brand or whatever. So there's that will
Hmm.
start coming out. So I just think there's going to be a lot of different options, and just depending on where you are and your personality and that sort of thing.
Right. Do
Will
you think that since this technology is definitely coming about, more people are going to invest in more custom stuff themselves? Like you could have the option of not having custom, but then now you have this option of having custom, which I love. Do you think that is something that people are going to lean more towards in the coming future?
I think so. I think people are tired of throwing their clothes away
Right,
because
right.
they're so cheaply made.
Mhm. I
And
agree.
it just, I think that we are all aware, um, that we need to help, um, our environment, better our environment.
Mhm.
And there's over 500 billion pieces of apparel that are manufactured every year, and 50% end up in a landfill or
Mhm.
burned.
Ugh.
Not good
See,
for the
yes,
environment.
right.
And so I think that people are going to want to be more thoughtful and buy better pieces that fit them better, that they'll have in their wardrobe longer.
Right. It's better and better for the environment and
Mhm.
be sustainable. And people are having going for a big push towards that because for the past couple of years, people are just they didn't know where not just clothes but other things came from. So now
Mhm.
that you have this awareness, especially with the internet, you know where your stuff comes from. So there's no excuse for you to say, well, I'm just buying this and I didn't know it was made here or they put this in it and that in it. So I feel like there'll be a big push with that. But also, I think, which is really cool about your jeans, and then maybe even other people that will do custom stuff, is you almost end up kind of a little bit being your own designer because I know that you have some options for your jeans that people can, as I call bling it up or, change it up and get creative with it. So, which I really love. So your jeans might not necessarily look like the next person's jeans, even though they both got them from RoxyNell, but you've kind of, put your own little spin on them. So do you see that happening more as a trend for the future?
I really do. And I think that your larger brands are realizing that, and people really want to show their individual style.
Right.
And I don't think the branded purses will ever go away, or maybe shoes, but um I really think people want to show their individual personalities, and not have the same jacket or
Right.
same dress, or that sort of thing. That they'll want to have, it might be the same shape,
Mhm.
but maybe yours has a stripe on it, and or maybe your fabric is a little different or something like that, that just is more like your personality. And so I think that that's what we've got to figure out is, and the whole fashion industry is trying to figure that out. How do you allow manufacturers and makers and brands to buy smaller amounts of fabric, smaller
Right.
amounts of buttons, and all that kind of stuff, and still hold the price down. And so they're talking about it, because they're saying that that's what the customer is demanding. So um, it's I think it's going to be really cool. I think that
Me too.
it's
Excited about it. Like I said, like I'm not necessarily a stylist or a fashion designer, but if I can design my own jeans or my own this jacket or whatever
Mhm.
that can be my own, I would probably spend more money on, clothes and doing things because it would be something that I cherish and I would have, and I know it would be something that would fit me per se.
Mhm.
So I'm excited. So Lisa, tell us where we can find you. What's your social media accounts, your website, and all
Sure.
of that.
Sure. Well, our brick and mortar store is at 712 East Market Street in NULU. We're right next to the Garage Bar and
Mm-hmm.
across the street from Red Tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have RoxyNell.com, RoxyNell.com. And then we're RoxyNell on Facebook and RoxyNell_jeans on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook, we do have a Facebook shop because we do sell our jeans on our website, but we also carry some other apparel lines in our store. We call it jeans and things, just things that we think look good with jeans. So tops and jackets, and we carry both men's and women's. And so on our Facebook, we do have a Facebook shop where you can buy some tops and things that you can pair with the jeans also.
Right. So if you're not local to Louisville, definitely check out RoxyNell.com and then go give Lisa a follow on all her social media accounts. We'll put those down in the show notes down in the bottom so you can follow very easily. And then stay tuned for the Genius Bar to launch, which I am super excited. And Lisa, thank you for, being on and being willing to talk to us about fashion, RoxyNell, and everything that's coming up and trending, which I'm so excited about. And definitely, hopefully, we will see you on another podcast and we'll be watching out and looking to see what you have coming up through social media. Everybody, please like, subscribe, and share so that everybody can enjoy RoxyNell and everybody can enjoy the Socialpreneur podcast. And I'm always looking for new guests. So if you have an idea or something you want to learn, definitely email me at Allie, ALLI, at absolutelyallie.com, and then put Socialpreneur podcast in the subject line and, let me know what you all want to learn and who you all want to see. So stay tuned for episode 2 of season 2, and we will be back soon. Bye.
Thanks, Allie.
Thank you.